Our focus today is going to be the neck and shoulders and the upper back body. So as you settle into your comfortable seat, I want you to notice as you're breathing how that, from the top of your head, let's say like through the mid-back, how those parts of your body are feeling. And long, smooth breaths. And setting your intention. So after you notice how you feel, thinking about how you want to feel when we're done. And so setting your intention. And we're going to start with single shoulder rolls. So I just want you to do one shoulder. Inhale it up and exhale it down. So a little bit more exploration. Hi.
Hi. Sorry for the week. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just get yourself set up. And then after a few times, we're going to switch to the second side. I'm like, this is a lot of work. Okay. And so pausing for a moment, and we're going to go back to the first arm, and I want you to look at that hand, right? And you're going to inhale, take it up, take it back. We've done this before. You're just following your hand with your eyes. Inhale up, exhale down, and this time we'll alternate sides. And you're noticing your rib cage, your armpit, your neck, your head as you're moving. One more time. Yeah, so we're just getting warmed up. And then kind of wiggle it out. Notice how you're feeling. We're going to take the left arm down, reach that right arm up, and now you're going to keep your butt on the ground and reach over to the side. And we'll just do this side, so it's going to be inhale as you reach over, exhale as you come up. One more time on this side. And then we're going to do the second side. So inhale up, exhale over. Feeling pretty good too. Hopefully it's feeling good for everybody. All right, so this time when you come up, you can stay as you are. You can stretch out your legs, whatever's comfortable. I want you to inhale and bring your chest forward. So it's like a seated cat-cow, right? And then exhale, round your back. Inhale, press forward with your chest. Exhale, chin towards the chest, round the back. And you might even notice how it feels in your butt, like with your sits bones towards the ground, just kind of noticing what's happening as you're moving in this way. All right. And then, after your next exhale, we're going to take the left hand down, right hand onto your knee, spine nice and long as you bring your chest towards the left. Long, smooth breaths. And if it feels okay, you're going to start to look over that back shoulder. Keep breathing. If it doesn't feel okay looking over the shoulder, you're just going to keep your head in a neutral position. And then nice big inhale as you lengthen the spine. Exhale, come forward, and then we'll do the second side. So again, bringing your face and your chest towards the right, spine nice and long. And then if it feels good, looking over that back shoulder. Continuing long, smooth breaths. All right. And again, nice big inhale as you lengthen the spine. Exhale, come forward. And we're going to use our tennis balls now. So there's a basket in there on the left. And you'll need two. Okay. So you're gonna stretch out your legs. So your butt stays on the ground. We're gonna go right in front of the sits bones so you're not lifting up. You all know the routine. And we're gonna go side to side with your legs or front to back. So even though the focus today is the upper back body and neck and head, we still want to loosen up the pelvis a little bit as well. If it's your first time, it might be a little interesting. Okay. All right, so from here, we're going to, of course, I'm going to stay here a little bit longer, but you all might be ready to switch. We're going to take one tennis ball, it's going to go right in the center of your glute, so not under the bone, right in the muscle. And then make your way over to the side. And I like to use my leg and my foot and my elbow to help not put all the weight in the tennis ball, so you control how much weight goes into that tennis ball.
If you hold it, they will come.
That's right, that's right. They just keep coming. I like your shirt. It's good, a little distraction while that glue is softening.
What's up? I softened the distraction with my shirt.
Yes, but that it was a good distraction.
Woo! Man, I wish I brought a jacket.
Are you cold? I have a little covering.
I'll warm up, I'm sure.
Just we have something. And then we're gonna switch sides. You liking this? You're like, oh, I'm so glad I got up to come to this. Yeah, yeah. All right, so right in the center of the glute. And it's a good representation of how we hold stress in our butt. We don't even know it.
Just on one side.
At least on one side. For some of us, it might be both
I haven't done it before.
sides. I'm not laughing at your moaning, because I know. Like me after coming up the stairs. Yeah, we're right in the glute, but you do, so we did in front of the sits bones, and then now we're on the second side. Yeah, oh, I forgot, yeah.
Oh, is that why your muscles are sore?
Yeah.
It's not age or anything.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
It's not though, my muscles are sore.
17.
Thank you very
17, oh my
much.
God.
17, wow.
I know, that's what
That's
I got.
awesome.
My 19-year-old and my 24-year-old, my back hurts.
I know. All right, so now you're gonna lean forward, and you're gonna place those tennis balls at the low back, and gently come into them, and then you might place your hands on the floor. Some of you might come onto your elbows. It's gonna depend on how that low back feels. And then you're gonna bend the knees and just slowly take your knees side to side.
Are we doing both?
Yeah, so your butt's on the ground, and the balls are just kind of pressing into the low back. You might not need a little stretch there. Right? Because we're all a little bit different.
I don't know, I think I do.
Okay. Now, from here, since we're already towards the ground, I want you to be very aware as you do this. We're going to come down onto our back bodies, and I'm going to show you before you get down there. But when you come down, you're going to place the tennis balls, and for some of you, this might be too much. And if that's the case, you can use your thumbs, or you can use a little roll of the blanket. So we're going to get ourselves onto our back body, and then you're going to place the tennis balls at the base of your occiput. And I like to do this at home with a sock so that the tennis balls are more secure. And you're going to find a spot that does not hurt, but feels okay. Maybe there's a little stretch going on between your neck and your occiput. And you may want to move a little bit, and you also may want to just be stationary and breathe and allow your skull to become heavy. Long, smooth breaths. This is another thing I could probably keep doing for a long time. But we'll move on. So when you're ready, so some of you might want to stay there longer. When you're ready, you're going to lift up your upper back body and place the tennis balls on either side of your spine, right at the top of the shoulders, right? So you're staying off the spine, so not on the vertebrae, you're on the muscles on the sides of your spine. And then you might, again, stay in one place, or you might start to move your body up as you're rolling the tennis balls down your spine a little bit. And you're always going to stay where the structure is, so don't go below your rib cage. And again, you might just find one spot and not move, or you might want to continue to move your body. You might even want to move through your arms a little bit, like inhaling the arms up towards the sky or overhead and exhaling them down. Just exploring and seeing what feels good in your body. And we'll do this for about 30 more seconds, and then we'll take them out and do a little bit of bigger movements. We'll see. So when you're ready, we're going to take those tennis balls out and set them off to the side. And so here we are, we have our knees bent, our feet are about hip width apart, maybe 4 to 6 inches from our buttocks. You're going to take the right hand to the outside of the left thigh, and you're going to inhale while you're down on the ground, and exhale as you reach, sliding your fingers towards your knee. Inhale on the ground, exhale as you come up. One more time. And once you're on the ground, you're going to pause for a moment, move your body however you need to, and then we're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. And again, inhale on the ground, exhale as you slide up. And one more. A lot of work. So now, when you're done, we're going to relax on the ground for a moment. Feel your feet on the ground. We're going to interlace the fingers and press your palms up towards the sky. And then what I want you to do, you're going to press up, lift your shoulders off of the ground, and then bring the shoulders back down. So your hands are always, the palms are pointing towards the sky, your elbows are straight, and you're just moving, you're trying to isolate, moving the shoulders. Hopefully that makes sense for everybody. So your head is relaxed on the ground, your spine is on the ground, and you're just moving those shoulders up and down. And next time the shoulders are on the ground, we're going to pause for a moment, and then the movement is going to be stretching the arms overhead. So inhale, arms overhead, exhale, arms back to perpendicular to the ground. Inhale overhead, exhale to perpendicular. Hopefully it's reaching all of those spots that at least one of these movements that we were talking about before class started. We're going to do one more. And then just release your fingers and we're gonna roll over to the side. Come on up. How are you doing? Making sure nobody's, maybe it'll just be me. Okay, so from here, we're gonna make our way onto, and you might like a little blanket under your knees, or you might be fine on this floor. You're gonna place your one knee. So we're gonna actually start hands and knees, but then you're gonna step forward with your left foot and take your right knee behind your hip. And some of you might like little blocks under your hands. Okay, and you're gonna take a couple of breaths. Now, if it doesn't work having your knee on the ground, it's okay to like turn your toes under and lift that knee up. And I want you to focus on take your knee slightly behind the hip a little bit in the back. Yeah, so that you're opening up the front of that hip flexor. And then breathing, long, smooth breaths. Now, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I think some of you have done this before. You're gonna take your front foot and turn it out. And then you're gonna come down. I'm using the block, but you might be on the floor. You're gonna come down onto the elbow or your hand. We're gonna come to the pinky toe side of your right leg and let that hip hover over the ground. Pinky toe side of the foot, so your back foot is pointing in the same direction as your front foot. And lift that knee off the ground. So you're using the outside of your foot to help you get it. Is that a sneeze?
No, we're like blocks.
Okay, so front foot, your front foot turns that way, towards the window. Yep. And then your back foot, same toes in the same direction.
Oh, okay, no little twist.
Now you got it.
That's why it was blocks. I went and got blocks and I got blocks.
Okay, now carefully make your way back onto the toes in the back. Turn your front foot forward. Is that a little hard, or is that, did you get the stretch? Okay, now we're going to straighten that front leg. Don't sit your butt down onto your heel. Okay, that's where blocks. And now I want you to tap your toes towards the ground on that front foot. And then we're going to keep the foot flexed. Inhale, body up. Exhale towards your straight leg. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Lift your body up. On the inhale, exhale towards the leg. Now, next time you come up, we're going to bend that knee and bring that knee in, and then take the other foot forward. So again, back knee behind the hip, so you're opening the front of the hip flexor. Yeah, as I say, walk that foot up, because you want your front knee over the ankle. Walk your front foot up in the middle. There, yes. And the reason we want the knee over the ankle is to help protect the knee, so you're not overextending it. And you're still breathing, trying to breathe. Or I should say, I'm trying to breathe. All right. So this is where it gets fun again, right? So now you're going to hear all the instructions, right? So you're going to turn your front foot, toes away, come down onto your elbow, come onto the pinky toe side of your left leg, and then lift that hip up off the ground. So you're reaching your hip towards the ground, but not setting it down, because as soon as you set it down, you'll lose the stretch of the outside line. You're going to keep breathing. And then as you start to feel done, knee comes down, pivot up onto the toes, turn your front foot forward, and then we're going to straighten that front leg and start to tap your toes towards the ground. So you're kind of reaching the toes towards the ground and then flexing the foot. And next time your foot is flexed, we're going to pause there, inhale body up, exhale body towards the leg. Moving with your breath. Noticing all those wonderful sensations. And next time you come up, let's bend that front knee. We're going to come all the way up to standing. So hopefully everybody's a little bit warmed up. We're going to find our tennis ball and roll your feet. How's everybody doing? Okay. Yeah.
How was my other touch?
And so you're trying, and you choose like how much pressure you put on, like you can be really light or you can really press into the tennis ball. And I just got a bunch of new ones, so if you want to take some home with you, you're welcome. Sorry for those of you on video, you have to come here to get the tennis balls. All right, now we're gonna switch feet. And sometimes like you find a spot and you just want to kind of settle into it, and other times you want to roll around. So just seeing what feels good. All right, so from here, when you feel done, you're going to put those tennis balls in a safe place. And then stand on your mat with your feet about hip width apart. We're going to take big toes down, little toes up. And then switch, little toes down, big toes up. And if you want to do it with your hands too, sometimes that helps. Big toes down, little toes up. See if you can notice what happens in your legs and your hips as you're, and the other parts of the body, as you're moving back and forth between the big toes and the little toes. Now this next one, when you take your big toes down, we're going to try to bring the little toes down and keep the three toes up in the middle. Keep breathing. You're like, that's impossible. It's not impossible. It takes time, right? And then wiggle them out. And maybe pedal through your feet a little bit. Bend one knee, keep the opposite heel down. All right, so here we go. Now relax those arms, they're down at your side. Again, like we did when we first started, your vision is going to be on your left hand. As you inhale and come up, you're going to follow that hand as far as you can with your eyes, and exhale, come back to center, and we're going to alternate sides. So if you can't see your hand, then probably gone too far. So eyes stay on the hand. We're going to do each side one more time, and we move at different rates. So whenever you finish the second side, that's where we're going to pause. And then you might make your way towards the front of your mat, and if you like blocks when you're in the lunge, you'll have those blocks towards the front. So bringing your hands to your heart center, taking a moment to connect with your breath. Whenever you're ready on an inhale, we're going to reach those arms up to a comfortable place, and exhale, slide down into your forward bend. And then inhale halfway up, and exhale in towards your legs. And it's okay if the knees are bent a little bit, you're just sliding up and down the lower legs, moving with your breath. Now next time you're in your forward bend, we're going to step back with your right foot and So again, your hands can be on the floor or on blocks. And then we're gonna, one more time, look at that left hand and start to bring it out to the side and up. Inhale up, exhale back down. So what we're doing, we're trying to access these muscles in a variety of ways, right? Inhale up, exhale down. Your weight is mostly in your feet, not in that right hand. And this next time when you come up, we're gonna stay up here, and you might bend your elbow and take your hand behind your back body, opening up that chest. You might take your hand onto your hip, find a comfortable place. Keep breathing. And next, inhale, stretch up the arm, exhale, down towards the ground. We're gonna step back briefly into a plank, and then exhale back into a down dog. And one more time, pedal through your feet. So bend one knee, take the opposite heel towards the ground. And then we're gonna step forward with the right foot. So now you're in a lunge on the second side.
One foot.
On foot. Okay, and then again, we're gonna start to bring the belly towards the inner thigh. Reach that arm up, inhale up, exhale down. Again, next time your arm comes up, we're gonna leave it up there for a moment, and then bend the elbow, possibly take your hand to your hip or your back body. Keep breathing. On an inhale, extend, exhale towards the ground. We're gonna step forward. This time with our foot, hands back onto your legs. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale here. Inhale all the way up. You can take them all the way up if that's what you desire, right? All right, so let's stand maybe as wide as your mat. And a couple of options here. You can either interlace your fingers and turn your palms up towards the sky, or keep your hands pointing towards one another. And we're gonna inhale as you reach over, and as you reach over, I want you to press down with that left foot. So if you're leaning to the right, you're pressing with the left foot. Inhale, center. Exhale, second time. We're gonna keep breathing, and again, press with that outside foot as you're reaching over. No forcing. And again, on an inhale, come to the center. We'll release the arms. And you're going to move with your breath left to right. So inhale, center. I like to inhale over, exhale, center. I think I said it wrong on the first one. And then if you want to slide that outside elbow up, you can add that in. Only if it feels good. And then possibly take that arm overhead and even look towards that arm. All right. So whenever you finish that second side, we're going to pause for a moment. And for this next part, you're either going to clasp your hands at your low back or use a strap. And so your feet are hip width apart. You're going to keep your body upright. Inhale, extend those arms up, and exhale them back to your low back. And if your hands don't move from your back body, it's a tiny movement, then you definitely need to use a strap, or you can put a block between your hands too. One more time. we're gonna take that right arm up and bend your elbow. And some of you, again, will use a strap here, and you're gonna walk your left hand up towards the right. No forcing. Nice gentle stretch here. All right, now here's where it gets interesting. You're gonna keep your right foot where it is and slide your left foot back. And notice how your body feels right now, holding the arms like this. You're gonna try to keep the arms as they are. Inhale, body up, exhale, come forward. And you're engaging your legs because that's your foundation here, right? What's holding you up. Both of your feet are pointing forward. Inhale is up, exhale as you move towards the leg. Not that we're trying to reach it. Trying not to drop that front elbow down, keeping it where it is the whole time. And next time you come up, carefully release your arms, step your feet together. Shake out those arms or roll through your shoulders. And then we're gonna do the second side. So again, you're gonna bring the left elbow up. So much easier with a strap at this point in my life. Okay, you're walking the right hand up towards the left. And at first we're just breathing and noticing, like making sure there's no tension in your neck or your head from doing this. Long, smooth breaths, keeping the left foot where it is, and then stepping back. Oh, so whatever elbow is up, that's the forward foot.
So the right foot, yes, okay.
Maybe you did the other side last time. Isometrically, legs pull towards one another. Inhale up, exhale, come forward. Feet pointing forward. And you want your feet about hip width apart and maybe a meter away from one another lengthwise. All right, this next one will be our last one. And when you come up again, carefully release your arms, step your feet together. Shake it all out, whatever helps you feel good. And for our balance, I mean, not that we haven't been balancing already, you can go make your way to a wall. You can do it in the center of the room. We're going to find our weight on the left foot and bring up the right knee. And we're going to hold with the opposite hand and then take your right arm behind you. And then possibly start to bring your vision towards that back hand. Move the head slowly. Keep breathing. Head back to center, hand back to center, foot comes down. Shake out for a moment. Take a breath. I felt like some of you were holding your breath there, so we're going to keep breathing. And then again, weight on the right foot, left knee comes up, hold it with the opposite hand, stretch that right arm behind you, nope, left arm, sorry, and then possibly start to take your vision towards that back hand. Keep breathing. And again, when you're ready, inhale, head back to center, hand to center, foot comes down. And then feet are going to be hip width apart. We're going to inhale, arms up, exhale into a little tiny chair. Inhale up, and then exhale a little bit more deeply. And you're going to alternate between a mini chair and deeper chair, for lack of better words. Inhale is up. And you want to make sure you're using those abdominal muscles, right? So you're not straining the back at all. You let your hips move in their natural way. And you're going low and then lower. All right, now next one, you're gonna come into a comfortable place. We're gonna bring the hands to the heart center. So comfortable chair. Take a couple of nice breaths. Make sure you're using that core. And then we're gonna shift onto our toes. Lift up those heels. Breathe and focus. Now I want you to take your right heel down. Bring it up, left heel down. Bring it up. We're just gonna alternate. Using your own pace with your breath. Yes, I know your quads might be talking to you. And next time, let's bring both heels down. Nice big inhale, exhale into a forward bend. And then maybe holding on to your elbows, gently moving the body side to side. And then releasing the hands and inhale, sliding on up. From here, we're gonna make our way down onto the ground. And so I'd like you to have a block or a blanket. Actually, it would be good for everybody to grab a blanket. So let's come down to the ground in a safe sort of way. And we're just gonna take a couple of breaths and connect with your breath in your body. You're noticing how everything feels. And just like we did at the very beginning, how is that upper part of the back body that we were breathing into feeling at this point? Then we're gonna take our blankets in this fold, which is known as the Tadasana of the blanket, mountain pose of the blanket. And we are going to make a roll. And you don't want it all bumpy and stuff because we're gonna be laying on this, right? And then, and if you're at home, same sort of thing, you know, you can use towels or blankets, or, you know, you could even use a bolster. Now, for some of you, this roll might be too big. If you start to lay down, it doesn't feel good, you're gonna just open it up a little bit, have your roll a little bit smaller, okay? So we're gonna make our way onto our back body, and your butt's gonna stay on the floor. You're gonna bring that blanket right up to, you need to open your blanket up and roll it the other way. Yeah, so turn it once. That way, yes. Okay, and then, so you're gonna come on down. So we want the head and spine supported, but your shoulders are not on the blanket. And then we're gonna have our knees bent, arms are at the side for balance, so you don't have to worry about rolling off your blanket. And ankles and knees are touching to the best of our ability. Inhale, you're gonna open up the knees. And exhale, bring the knees back together. Inhale, open the knees, bottoms of the feet come together possibly. Exhale, knees come back together. Just moving through your legs, seeing if you can relax the head and the body as you move through the legs with your breath. Now, next time your knees are open, if it feels okay, you're gonna keep them open, and some of you may even like to take your blocks and put them under the knees for support, because we're gonna keep them open for a little bit. And then we're gonna work on the upper body. So now our foundation, right, is the lower part, helping us to be stable on this full blanket. So inhale, you're gonna lift one arm and turn your head away from the arm. Exhale, arm comes back down, head to center. And alternate sides. Inhale, arm up. Turn the head away from the arm. Exhale, head back to center, arm comes down. And remember, as you're doing this, if it doesn't feel okay to turn your head, you keep your head straight. If it doesn't feel good to bring the arm all the way overhead, then you don't. Always figuring out how to make the pose work for your body instead of trying to squeeze yourself into the pose. Now, next time you finish your second side, or if you're already done, you can stop. We're going to pause here for a few breaths. You might have your hands at your sides or on your body. Letting your whole body, your head, your torso, shoulders, arms, legs, letting everything just become heavy. As you exhale, imagine your body kind of sinking into the mat floor. And I know that we're starting to relax a little bit, and so just noticing how you feel. We're going to do one more movement, so I want you to bring your knees back together and then roll over onto your side. And you're going to bring yourself up. We're going to take that roll and we're going to put it horizontally on our mat. And again, this could be one where the roll is too big, so if you start to lay down, it doesn't work. Unroll your blanket a little bit. So now your blanket is horizontally on your mat, and you're going to come down and you want the blanket kind of under your rib cage, kind of towards the end of your shoulder blades, because we want to possibly be able to have our shoulders and our head and our butt on the floor. And that's where you might say, oh, I need to make this roll a little bit shorter, because we want this to be really comfortable. So if it's not, please make adjustments. And you can have your knees bent or your legs straight, whatever feels most comfortable in your body. Eyes maybe closed. And again, letting yourself, your whole body, relax into the floor. Now, some of you may choose to stay here a little bit longer. It feels really good and you want to allow this passive opening. Some of you may start to feel like you're done. Whenever you start to feel like you're done, you're going to make your way carefully over to your side. And then we are going to set up for Shavasana, right? So you're going to decide, what does my body need right now? After being on that roll, you might like to do a little forward bend. And as I said, you might like to stay on the roll. You are gonna now find a comfortable place. So do anything that your body needs, and then you're going to get yourself set up for Shavasana. So you're gonna lay down with or without something underneath you. Use whatever support you need. again, as you start to get yourself settled in your position, check in, is there anything that would help you to feel even like a little tiny bit more comfortable? For the next few moments, just allowing your mind and body, breath to just be. Asatoma, Satgaya, Asatoma, Jyotirgamaya. Lift your mouth, Amritam So we're doing a whole lot of moving. I want you to start to notice your breath and how that upper part of the body feels from the top of your head through your torso, the front, the back, and the arms, sides. I want us to do our breathing practice down here on the ground. So we're not going to use our hands. So this is you're visualizing. So we're going to do alternate nostril, not Asatoma, but you're going to visualize breathing in through your left nostril and out through the right, in through the right, and out through the left. You can let go of all the thinking about, oh, it's, air's going through. It doesn't matter. We're visualizing breathing in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. Long, smooth, gentle breaths. No right or wrong. Breathing and focusing on your breath. Now, the next time that you breathe out through your left nostril, let go of the visualization and allow yourself to breathe in your normal pattern. And then in your own time, start to make those slow, gentle movements, eventually meeting in a somewhat comfortable or very comfortable seated position. I don't know why I said somewhat. And once you're seated, we're going to make some small circles with our body. So your butt's going to stay on the ground, and you're just moving through your body. As I like to call it, stirring the pot. We're going to pause and go in the other. No, don't call it that, please. That's what it reminds me of. Cooking. Maybe stirring the soup. Stirring the soup.
Does that help you?
Okay. I can say stirring the soup. Not that these brain cells will remember that, but I'll do my best. Okay, so hopefully you went in both directions, right? Now, I'm going to turn to the side so that you all can see me. I want you to bring your hands behind you, right? And it might be up on a block. And you're going to kind of walk your hands back a little bit so it's a teeny tiny back bend, right? Opening up your chest. So your butt's on the ground or on your blanket. Shoulders come back slightly. You're opening your chest towards the front of the room. Chin is still going to stay towards your neck, so you're not dropping your head back. And I want you to breathe right into your ribcage and notice, obviously you're breathing into your lungs, but notice how your ribcage feels. And after your next exhale, or so, if you feel like you need to stay longer, please do. You're going to walk your hands back in and allow your body to move back to its neutral position. And then we're going to bring the chin towards the chest and try not to drop your shoulders down with the head, right? You're just taking your chin towards your chest. Your shoulders are still over your hips. And then with the chin tilted forward, reach the right ear towards the right shoulder. So your chin is still pointing towards the chest, and then you're bringing the ear towards the shoulder, not lifting the shoulder to the ear. Then with your head over to the right, I want you to roll through that left shoulder. And you can go forwards and back or alternate, whatever feels good. We'll stop rolling the shoulder, tilt the head back towards the chest, back to the center, and then right ear left ear towards left shoulder. Again, chin towards the chest, and just, so we're trying to get access to that outside side of the neck and back of the neck, as opposed to just dropping your head over towards left shoulder. Now again, once you find that place and you're breathing, you're going to start to roll through the right shoulder. And whenever you feel complete with that, stop rolling through the shoulder, roll the head back to the center, and then lift it on up. And make sure you're not dizzy or anything like that. And then one last time, let's inhale both of those arms up. You're going to bend your elbows and take your hands towards the back of your head or the back of your neck. Okay? So everybody's okay here? That feels okay so far? Don't overdo it. Now, we're just going to gently twist to one side, back to the center, to the other side. I know it's a little bit differently than we usually do our twists, but I want you to notice how it feels in the back of your head and your neck as you're doing this twist. And then through the center, release those hands. I want to thank you all for joining me today. And my name is Jacqueline, for those of you who don't know me yet. And I want to acknowledge all of my teachers, past and present. There still are so many. And to acknowledge the lands that I live and work upon. And do you want to join me in some sounds today? All right, so we're going to inhale those arms up towards the sky, and we'll exhale the sound Q to the heart. Inhale, arms out to the side, palms open, exhale, ah to the heart. And inhale, scooping all around you and up from the earth, the sound Om.